One of the latest films set for release in the Nigerian film industry, Nollywood, tells the story of how the closure of a local academy is threatening to ruin the festive period. Well, Christmas in London explores how one London community overcome the difficulties they are faced with. Well, David Ayinde is one of the actors in the film and Rhoda Wilson has directed it. Before we have a catch-up, let's take a look at the trailer.
What are we?
Not again.
Why don't you come over and talk to her?
Okay. But we still haven't learned the lines to the song.
My dad needs me.
I got it.
Got what?
I've got an idea that's going to bring back the academy to its former glory.
You've been drinking again.
Well, Rhoda and David, lovely to see you both. Just a little bit from the film, so much going on. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about the storyline and kind of what inspired it.
London is a fantastic place to live in. And because we have the Nollywood crowd internationally, we wanted to tell Christmas story from the London perspective. So the storyline is about a certain community, the African community in London, and how they live their lives. So the pockets of stories that have been brought together to create Christmas in London.
Now, there seems to be a family tragedy that kind of is at the heart of all of this.
Yes, that's correct.
Tell me about that and kind of how that builds into making the kind of theme throughout the film.
Go on, David.
Well, thank you very much. Well, I play Michael, who's a very important character in the movie, and he's actually the husband to Rhoda, who's played by another wonderful actress. And I have the job of talking my lovely wife around because it's very, very, sad and tragic when you lose your son. So we were actually mourning the loss of our lovely son. And we didn't get any stories or any reports from the police, and it really tore us apart. So we were mourning, and I mourned, and she mourned, and my wife, Rhoda, she just shut the world off, basically. And I was actually just trying to say, look, we've mourned enough, we've got to come round, we've got to, get on with our lives, basically.
Now, in the film, Rhoda has an academy which supports the local community.
Yes.
And in real life, Rhoda, you have an academy.
I would love to have an academy. That is the next step.
You really support the local community through some of the work that you do. Tell me about that work, and is that the inspiration for kind of what happens in that part of the film?
Actually, it is. I tend to run workshops for kids during the holiday period. And I promise all the kids that this year, or last year actually, that came to the workshop, that anybody that came to my workshop, they will have the opportunity to appear in my Christmas movie. Because I do Christmas movie every year. This is my third. My first one was Miracles of the Christmas Angels. Yeah. The second one was last year, Christmas Gift, and now Christmas in London. And I've got another one coming next year. So last year, when I did the workshop, I said to all the kids, and what we do is that we build a workshop, we build the kids throughout different workshops. So as a result of that, we then use the workshop as a base to create the storyline. So the Rhoda Wilson Academy is the workshop that we run, and
And so these are some of the children that will come to different courses that you offer around mentorship or learning how to act or whatever it may be.
Yes.
What was it like bringing it all together? What was it like on set? I imagine quite a big family then.
It was brilliant. It was brilliant. It was a really good cast. It was like we were family, basically.
It was the challenges, working with kids.
Yeah.
You have to, there are rules and you have to respect, We had a child protection officer around, so therefore we know that we don't work over certain hours with the kids. Mm-hmm. You have to make sure that the kids are fed. There's so many processes that you have to have in place.
Absolutely.
So it was from that it was heavy, but it was people work together. We are family. And as David said, I was going to call you Michael there. As David said, that's your character in the movie.
Absolutely.
As David said, we work together. We work very well. We make sure that, people help each other. And sometimes, we're quite involved. Most of the actors actually were also crew.
Absolutely.
And,
A big
vice versa.
collaborative effort.
It was a real joy. I mean, for me personally, for Rhoda to give me the opportunity to play the character of Michael, that was actually a real
What was that
privilege.
like, getting into the kind of the headspace of Michael? Because as you mentioned before, he's going through quite a lot.
He is.
So getting into that grieving space,
Yes,
really, what was
yes.
that like doing that every day?
I had to well, I mean, first I had to think about, the character in terms of how I was actually going to play this guy. And this guy is a real loving, man. He loves his, wife, and he's proud of her, basically. And she's a very well-to-do person, and that's what attracted, them. And when this whole thing, happened in terms of us losing our son, and so I was affected. I cried. Not like the typical man who would just, leave it to, the wife, but I was affected, so much.
And what is beautiful about this particular story for Michael as well is that men do get hurt as well.
Yeah.
And I think many people not many people, but society generally feels that if you're a man, you should be able to bottle things in and keep it internally. But one of the part of the storyline is that we see Michael crying and telling Rhoda, his wife, that, look, I do hurt as well, because she just felt that she is the only one that was going through that difficulties or challenges or the depression or losing her son. So that was a very good part of the story that I think it was important to bring out to the audience, that men do get hurt as well.
Absolutely.
And when you're going through something as a husband and wife or as a family, it's important that you communicate together to resolve the healing, to go through the process and then heal as well.
Yeah.
So the storyline is through the grief, but also showing you that things can get better if you have the right support around you.
There is light at the end of the tunnel, basically. So, so it was actually nice. So for me, that was a wonderful part to go through that grieving process, to tell my wife, to hold her hand, to say, look, she's not alone, on this. He was my son too, and we went through it, but we had to still get on with our life and everything. And he's a smart man too as well.
Oh, you say that because it's you.
he's a smart. He's
a smart.
You did a lot of filming, or all of the filming in London. What was that like? Did you film on different locations or in different boroughs, or was it? Where did you film?
We filmed mainly at Beckenham. That's where I would say probably 60% of our filming was done, and then we filmed in Chiswick as well, and all our filming was done in London. Everything, because we were based in
London as well. We filmed in Northwest London as well.
We had so many locations.
Yeah.
It was, and we filmed during summer.
Is there any challenges to being on location, out and about? There must be so many different elements to have to think about, just the traffic and people who aren't meant to be in the film, and just getting everyone in the right place at the right time. What is it actually like making a film in London?
Making a film in London as an independent producer has a different level of challenges, But what we tend to do is that we obviously warn the crowd, the public, that we are going to be filming, so everybody's aware. We have somebody there that kind of usher people off to say that, listen, because we are filming, we can't show you because of rules that we have to respect. So those challenges are there. The sound is always, it's always going to be, the traffic around is always going to be an issue. But that's where your post-production comes into place. Our post-production team have been very good. They've managed to clean the sound and get it right. So those are the challenges. Apart from that, it's just getting the cast to location. That is also a challenge. And many of the parents as well, encouraging them, getting them to bring the kids to location. And they have to work. They have to take time off work. And so that itself was another area of challenges that we had. But generally, with these things, it's what it is. You get the challenges, you rise above it, and you get to
power through.
You power through. I think the most important thing as well is that you have to know that there's an end. There should be an end product. Because I was a producer, I was also the director. So for me, it's like whatever happens, we have to complete this. We have to complete this. We have to, and also. It's important for the kids. I think kids like to see that grown-up finish what they say they're going to do, and they do what they say they're going to do. So I think for me, it was a case of, for the kids, I have to finish it. And I need to have a product out there for them to sit to say, yes, Rhoda Wilson said she was going to do this, and she did it. Because that is how the kids go on to respect.
Setting a good example for the children.
Exactly, that's so important.
David, what do you hope that audiences that watch the film, what do you hope they kind of take away with them? Is there a message, or what for you would be important?
Well, what would be important for me, or what I would like audience to take away from this, is that for them not to see this as just a Nigerian or African movie. All genres can relate to this. All genres can relate to this in the sense that they can see that whatever they go through in life, whether it's tragedy, you know, hurt, pain, suffering, whatever it is, there is always light at that end of the tunnel. And there is no restrictions in terms of what you can achieve in life. If someone says that you can't do anything, or they want to limit you, you just got to go out and know that the only person that's going to be a limitation is yourself.
That's true.
So there's no excuse in terms of not going out and not wanting to be somebody, because one highlight of the film that I thought was actually very good was, you know, the kids, one of the kids, you know, saying that, well, okay, the academy is closed, that's it, that's the end of your dream. And then one of the kids is saying, look, she believes in dreams, that the academy is going to, you know, open. So that was actually a powerful, you know, moment, you know, in the film, in terms of, you know, the message that we want to put across, that all genres can actually relate to it. And also, you know, it's not, as I said, it's not just an African or black film. It's a British film. I mean, I look at this, look at the landmarks, look at the places. For me personally, I mean, I was born in this country, but I'm also proud to be, you know, African. I'm proud to be, you know, Nigerian, and it's the best of both cultures fused together. Yes, I'm British. I'm proud of it, and I'm also proud to be African as well. And I think that movie, you know, gives a good portrayal of that.
Yeah. Well, massive congratulations on the film.
Thank you.
Rhoda and David, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
David and Rhoda on their latest film, Christmas in London, which is out now.